Hello friends, I'm Amanda Barr.
And I'm Rebecca Lou Brennan, and welcome to Dance Principles United, the podcast.
Together, we are passionate about helping studio owners with the business of running their studio.
Join us as we talk everything from marketing, systems, studio culture, motherhood, life, and everything in between.
This is the Dance Principles United podcast. Hey friends, and welcome to the Dance Principles United podcast. Beck, my lovely friend, it's so good to be back in the podcast studio with you.
I know, what a fun day. I always love recording podcasts with you. We get to catch up together. It's amazing.
It's been a great day. We are super excited because there's so much exciting stuff coming up, but we thought we'd take the time. It was a little while ago, but probably not that long. It just feels like a lifetime ago,
Always.
right? But we thought we'd reflect on our Studio Growth Club retreat that we had recently for our listeners, give you guys a bit of behind the scenes and a little bit of takeaways and learnings that you guys can take back to your studio as well.
Absolutely. I think anytime you do a retreat or anything like that, not that we were doing the retreat ourselves, but you always get some great learnings from it.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it was such an awesome weekend. We stayed in the Hunter Valley and we stayed in a hotel. Everyone was in the hotel together, which I think was really great because we all stayed connected the whole time.
Yes.
Whereas when people are staying in, we've noticed this, right? Like when people are staying in different places, it's not as connected. So that was amazing.
It was so good. We
beautiful
themed
property.
the weekend SGC Mansion
Yes.
as a bit of fun because we were thinking like Bachelor Mansion, but not.
Without the roses and the kissing and
and any of that kind of stuff.
so really just the fact that everyone's in a mansion together.
That's what I'm going with, yeah. I've never watched The Bachelor in my life. I don't know why I've brought this up. Do you watch it?
I tried to get Tim to watch the new one with the old people because I thought that could be cool and he's not about it, but I think I've watched it once or twice, yes.
I'm not into reality TV, whereas
Oh
I know
my
you love
God, that kills me about you.
Off track. But, SGC Mansion was an incredible weekend. And I know going into those things, people always feel nervous, understandably, a little bit hesitant. People don't often, if you have never been to an event like that, I think sometimes you're like, oh, yeah, it's great, but I can learn that on Zoom or I can just watch that on YouTube. But it's so much more than that, right?
Absolutely. I know when I went to events or when I go to events, live is where it's at because I feel like you're not distracted.
Yes.
Whereas even at home, if I'm doing some sort of a learning, I
Zoom.
always get distracted by so many things. Like I'll be like, oh, just push pause and go and have a coffee or, that email pinged, I'll quickly reply. So I think that is big and then just connecting with people.
Absolutely.
Which, as you know, I hate doing, but I hate the thought
You
of
get
going.
nervous about it, yeah.
I get very nervous about it, but as soon as I'm there, I'm fine. But it's the getting there that is the difficult part for me.
Absolutely. And I think, so many people are like, oh, I can just learn it. I can watch it back. I can do those things.
Not
but
the same.
It's not the same because to me, the magic of these events is what happens not on stage. It's the conversations with the people that you're having next to you.
Absolutely.
It's the conversations that you're having while you're waiting for a coffee or in between sessions or the ideas that sparks as well. Sometimes it's not always exactly what's the presenters are presenting. It's like, hey, and then it started a conversation about this, this, and this. And then I started talking to this other studio owner about this and this. And that's where the incredible idea came from. You know what I mean?
And the friendships, because that's how we met.
Absolutely.
We would not have met without that.
Yeah.
Think about it.
And it's so good and so valuable. I think, we all need to be connected in this world is what we need. And we need people who get it and understand what it's like and, understand our world and are there to cheer us on or dry our tears.
Absolutely.
Right?
I love that.
So tell me, what was your funnest thing? What's a funny story you have from the event? I want to know.
So I think the funny story from the event for me was we had an inspirational speaker come out, Bart, who was incredible, who we'll talk about later. And at the end of his session, he did
a team building exercise.
Yeah, that's what it is. A team building exercise. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word for it then. So he told there were 4 groups. He put them into 4 groups, and then he told them that in each group there was spies, and they had to be blindfolded, and they had a rope. Half of them were blindfolded, half of them weren't.
Yeah.
And then they had to do this quite a long run. Like that would have been a kilometre, I would say, by the time they got up to the tree and back.
I do not know that, but sure.
So, and they had to kind of guide each other, but then along the way they had to accuse people who weren't doing the good job that they might have been spies
and trying to like sabotage the group.
Right, because the spies were trying to sabotage the group. And that was hilarious. Like if you look on our socials at that, some of the photos of that were very, very funny. And some people were very big on saying that other people were spies, and it was great.
It was hilarious. My favorite photo is Lee. Wyndon, like yelling at the rest of the group.
Absolutely.
Being the leader, going, "Hurry up, guys, run faster."
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. So this could be a cool thing to do with your class, like I feel like your seniors or something like that.
Yes.
Because what the learnings of it is that no one was actually spies when we got back to the room.
Yeah. No one was trying to sabotage you.
Exactly. And then the learnings from that is to trust people around you.
Yeah.
And
people are more
cool.
focused on yourself than other people, and like all of those kind
and
of
wasn't
things.
it interesting? So only one person got actually accused of being a spy. Did you know that?
No. I had to jump out for a little bit during.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So Bart actually said at that point he's never been with a group that supported each other as much as our group. He said he's never seen a group like that before. And normally there's at least 8 or 9 spies minimum, but we only had one person accused of being a spy.
Yeah.
And that the whole time it was just – let's just work together as a team, guys. We've got this. And I do feel that about our community. They are just so supportive of each other. There's no judgment within it. So, yeah, I thought you were there for that.
I missed that part of the conversation with Bart, obviously. But, yeah, he did say to me afterwards, you know, that he felt our group was a very special group and how supportive they were. I didn't realise that was why. But, yeah, oh, my God, that was so much fun. Like, it's one of those things. Normally I look at those things and go, oh, ick, I don't want to do, you know, because it's an embarrassment thing, right? Like, you know, it's anxiety. Like, we can call it all those things. But, everyone had so much fun.
It was great.
It was so good.
What was your funny moment?
Definitely. So once again, you know, there was a lot of learnings, but we had a bit of fun as well.
You have to. I feel like that's the thing that studio owners are missing is the fun.
Absolutely. It can't all be work all the time. Sometimes there's a bit of fun. So we had a wine making session towards the end of one of the days where it was a little bit of fun and all the groups got to create their own wine. So they did the tastings and they put it together. But then the funnest part of that was they actually had to present it to the group, right? They had to come up with a label and then a pitch. And so you can imagine when you get all these, let's not call them wallflowers, studio owners, into a room and they have to come up with a name for their wine and they have to do a pitch. So there were song and dance routines. There were some very funny routines that went.
My favourite one was not the one that won, but they won because they got the wine right as well. Like it was like 10%, 40%, something. I don't know.
The right blend of
the
wine.
right blend.
Yes.
They are the ones that won. And they were very good. But my favourite one was the one where they were like, I can't remember the wine. It was something with a swear word in it. Anyway, I just remember that they were like, had a hard day at the studio, blah, blah, blah. Parent emailed you.
Just one sip or something.
That was my favourite one because that was funny. That was funny.
And they had this whole have a sip of our wine because all of these shit things that had happened in the studio.
Yes.
So funny. They did such a good job of it. It was hilarious. The one that won was
69.
69.
Not 6'7".
Not 6'7" like the kids talk about. But or apparently I'm talking about all the time. Are you as a studio owner too? Saying 6'7" to your kids? Like,
I don't even know what it is. They all did it at the comp yesterday and I was like, I don't know what's happening. BB's tried to tell me about it. I don't understand it. I'm not cool, Amanda. I'm not cool.
You're not cool. But it was 69 instead and there was some interesting dance moves.
There was a lot of raunchy things happening.
It was very fun.
It was fun. It was fun. Everyone was laughing. They did have to pitch it and put a logo together, and it was great. They had a ball and it really created a less tense environment and allowed everyone to relax and actually integrate with each other.
Absolutely. And the purpose of those things are exactly that, right? Like that you have a bit of fun, you have some laughs together, because then you make connections and you can actually ask them about business stuff that's more serious, because when you have that relationship with people, you know, you can call them and say, hey, I really need help. Like, why do you do this so well at your concert? Like, tell me about that, because those relationships are stronger, right?
And again, I feel like you can do not the wine idea with your seniors, but that team building stuff with your seniors or your team. Yes, absolutely. Your staff, exactly. It is a game changer.
Absolutely. Tell me about your favourite sessions, because that was a bit of the fun things that we did, but we had a lot of learnings as well during the weekend. It was 3 days worth of sessions.
Yep.
So much value that we gave all of our members. What were some of the best sessions you enjoyed?
Well, I'll start with Bart because his story is so inspirational and insane.
Yep.
I'd love to bring him to Expo actually, because I feel like more people need to hear from that story. And I know so many people took for it, but it's a real story of resilience.
Yes.
And I love that he brought resilience into things. And I think sometimes we probably need a bit more resilience as studio owners. I think, you know, sometimes we let things get to us too much and
we sweat the small stuff
we
instead of
do.
thinking about the big picture.
Yes, and like in the whole scheme of things, it is just dance.
Yes.
Like I'm so passionate about it. Don't get me wrong, guys. It is my whole life and I love it to bits, but it is only dance.
And he talked about,
it's
you know, when
just
your
a
life
trophy.
is
It's just
threatened.
a first place. It's
Absolutely. And he talked about when your life is threatened, when you have sick children. Like he talked about a whole heap of things like that. You know, the dance it seems more insignificant, right?
100%.
It's about the connections, the people, all of those things, and not just the dance.
Yes.
He was incredible.
He was amazing. That was our opening address. That was so good.
It was so good. We loved that.
Yeah.
You did another session that everybody loved that was on customer journey mapping. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was interesting. So we did it as a team at Pause, and I think sometimes you don't realise how many holes there are in people coming into your world and friction points. That's what we talked about. So a friction point might be that you've got a preschool ad running right now and then you go to your social media and there's no preschool on your social media. So that parent is going to opt in, maybe go to social media and see what you're about, see that you're not about preschool, and then not go actually and book the trial.
Yes.
And so we just looked at friction points like that.
Yes, throughout the whole process, all the way into trial.
Correct.
Like all the way till they got to the studio.
Yes, and that's very interesting to do too. What email are they getting back after they do opt in? And then are they being told that the parking's a little bit shit at the studio and so that's going to be an issue for them? And then is that a friction point? Because I know for me, if I go somewhere, I don't know if you're like this, if I'm going to an appointment and I can't get a car park and then I'm going to be late for the appointment, I just drive off and leave because I don't want the embarrassment
Of being late, yeah.
Yeah. So it's little friction points like that we really nutted out to see where we could. But if you guys can do that for yourselves, I think it's a really good way to do it.
It's really interesting as well looking at your website, your trial process, the email they get, the information pack they get, all of those things, looking at it regularly, because it is so easy to go, oh, yeah, I fixed that a couple of years ago, but then all of a sudden it's outdated, right?
We totally noticed that. Like our email I think it was email reminder or something was actually so wrong.
Yeah.
We also found that we had way too much information in it and so it was probably overwhelming people and so we really pulled it back.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was really good to look at that stuff.
Yeah, I love that. And looking at it from fresh eyes, looking at it on a phone as a parent of a 3-year-old, looking at it on a phone as a parent of a 10-year-old, you know, all of those things, because there's so much that goes into people booking that trial and their experience and being like really across it.
Yes. And we were talking about it in another podcast, but just opting into your own product
and testing it out
is actually so important, and we don't do enough of it. We don't opt into our own Instagram, our own website, and check, is it really difficult to understand, or is it actually quite difficult to navigate and we're not really making any sense here, and we're trying to expect them to know what Bronze Star tap is when no one knows what Bronze Star tap is, because what's a Bronze Star anyway?
Absolutely.
So it's just stuff like that.
Look, I feel like I need to do a whole podcast on this, but my daughter's just started drama lessons.
Right.
At a drama/musical theatre kind of studio. And, you know, I knew I wanted her to go to that studio. Her bad email systems were not going to stop me from going to that studio. They would if I was just an unsure parent, but I knew I was going to that.
So someone must have recommended it to you then?
Yes, correct.
That's interesting, right?
Yes. Otherwise, if she
You
just
wouldn't have gone.
Yeah, because, you know, there's a whole thing about that, and her not getting back to me and like me having to chase her and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the interesting thing that I wanted to bring up in this was she sent me a link to book a trial on a popular studio software. I'm not going to say which one, but a popular, and I have used this. I have tested it as a studio owner. I've used the back end of it to show some of my members. I actually know the software pretty good. I'm also pretty good at tech. She sent me the how to book the book a trial link. Could not for the life of me work out how to get Gigi into the right class inside the portal.
Wow.
As a parent, I actually went to Nathan and went, am I doing something wrong? What the fuck is going on here? And he's like, no, can't work it out either. So neither of us, we both looked at it on my phone, could not work out how to enroll her in the correct class for her trial. Like, isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
So to me, I think that she's probably never done it from the parents' end. She's done it from her back end, which is all I had done on this software system as well, but not tried it as a parent using a fake email address and trying it because it was so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
It's crazy. It's crazy. And those friction points are really going to be the difference between people opting in or not.
Yes.
And we have to make things so frictionless in today's society.
Oh, absolutely. Because it depends how bad they want it, right? Like I wanted her to go to this drama class. So I was going regardless of that. But there are a lot of parents that are like, whatever. She asked me to do it once. If she doesn't go, whatever. I was just trying to find her something fun to do after school. And they're the parents who are not going to opt in if it's too hard.
Oh, the amount of times that I've gone to opt into a product and then I have to fill something out. I'm like, nah, not doing it now.
We've all done that, right, when we add things to our shopping cart.
Yep.
You start doing it, then you're like, oh, this is too hard.
If it doesn't have a quick Apple Pay click go, if you have to start filling out things
and it doesn't autofill and
not having it.
Absolutely so
Product's gone.
hard.
Interesting. Speaking of you being amazing at tech, you did an incredible AI session. You're so ahead of the game with AI. Our listeners probably don't know this because you never talk yourself up, but you are – maybe tell them the story about the real estate, because I feel like that's a good story to tell, because we think that people know stuff with AI, but –
yeah, so I was brought in to a real estate agency recently, and it's funny because I feel like – everybody knows how to use ChatGPT. I just kind of thought that was just everyone knows how to do it now. I know it's only been out for a year, but everyone was using it quite regularly. And I went in and there was, a couple of agents, males that were probably, between 25 and 35 sort of thing. Absolutely no freaking idea on how to use it. They're like, oh, I tried it once and it gave me a shit answer. I tried to write an ad for a house and I'm like, okay, show me what you prompted it. And they're like, oh, write me an ad for a house. I'm like, well, that's the problem. You didn't give it information that it needed. You need to train these things. You need to good input equals good output, all of these kind of things. So I went through, how to prompt well and stuff. But it just blows my mind that there's still a lot of, I don't know. I thought that everyone kind of was on top of it, and obviously not.
You're very on top of it. And Nath went and did an AI course, and you're way ahead of even those guys, right?
Yeah, he went to a special 2-day, one day, sorry, $2,000, whatever it was, 1-day course that was for entrepreneurs and big companies there, CEOs of big companies, much bigger than us. We're talking multi-million-dollar companies. And they say, we do all this. What are you talking about? Anyway, so the session that I taught at retreat was an interesting session, more to open people's eyes, but I know a lot of people are using it. We helped them write a agent. So an agent, for those people that are listening, is an AI agent actually does tasks for you. Whereas if you use something like a large language model like ChatGPT, which most of us are using, it gives you information, but it doesn't do anything with that information. So an agent's kind of like taking it to the next step where it actually does stuff. So we did a really great fun one, and I know that your studio's using it all the time now. But what we did is we helped them write and create their own agent, which logged into their studio software, found how many students they had this week, found how many trials they had, found how many trials they'd converted from the week before, and like logged all these numbers.
How many class placements, a whole heap of things, and put them into a spreadsheet every week automatically for them. Because we know as studio owners that you should be tracking those numbers each week. And it's pretty easy to find those numbers, but it's just a matter that sometimes we just bloody forget, right?
Yes.
Or other things become more important.
Absolutely. And you go, oh, yeah, I got to do that. And you don't record them, you don't have it. But the power of numbers and knowing your numbers really well is so great. So we helped all the studio owners that were there set up a agent that ran weekly, so that every Monday morning at 10 o'clock or whatever time they chose, it found all those numbers and reported it to them, and that was happening automatically so that they could look at them and go, oh, that's right, I need to look at those. Like, how great is that?
So insane.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And there's so many things with chat that you have taught our members that are so valuable and just saves time.
Absolutely.
Just saves so much time.
It saves so much time, and it's just that not just time, but it's just giving you the inspo and like information that you need to move forward in your business. So I think, knowing how to do that really well is incredible, to save yourself time, to be able to set those things up, to have them automated and scheduled. It's the scheduling, right? Because it's also that thing you're like, oh, I should ask ChatGPT to do this. But if it's not scheduled, you forget to do it. Like there's so much more to it, right? Yeah, I think everyone loved that. I think a lot of people's minds were blown that it could do those things.
Yes.
And that you could do those things for not a lot of money, and not knowing another software and not having to program things and not having tech skills.
Yep.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Incredible. And I loved Nate's session, especially for pause, and that was on staffing costs.
Yeah, where the fuck is all my profit gone, right?
God. And like,
hint, it's to your staff.
Yes. And I really needed to hear that session and my team needed to that were there, because it is definitely something that we're fixing next year with our studio. But that was really cool. He's always the thing I love about Nath with our members and with me is things that are very hard to understand. I find maths, I was terrible at maths at school. I had maths tutors to get me through. I've always found it difficult. He makes it so simple to understand, doesn't he?
He does, most definitely. He is very good at explaining the concepts in a really easy way, I guess.
And he creates incredible spreadsheets for us that, I hate spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Like, I'm terrible at them. But he makes it so simple, and it's such a game changer for all of our members to be able to do that spreadsheet and then go, oh, my goodness, this is where this needs to be.
Yeah, and just like plug and play kind of thing. It's so good. And so he was really talking about, that so many of us don't realise what our staff costs are per week and how to bring them down to save our profits, because we all have those staff members that kind of, there's a bit more water cooler chat than there should be. There's especially if we're talking admin staff, okay, it takes them a little bit too long to do that, and then they just happen to check their phone, and then it's 5 minutes here, and then it's 10 minutes here, and all of that time, like, we don't want to be those businesses that, I had a friend who was an accountant once who had to log their bathroom breaks, like nuts, right? Because it wasn't a billable hour. Like, that is not what we want.
No.
Because as small businesses, that's not how to get your staff on side and treat your staff with respect and all those things. However, there's also the happy medium, because we've all had staff that have taken us for a bit of a ride sometimes, taken way too long to complete jobs, have too many tabs open, happen to be looking at other stuff, chat with their friend next to them at the desk, like whatever that is. Yeah. And it's costing you lots of money. And as small businesses and as dance studios, unfortunately, there's not that much profit to go around.
No.
There's not, we're not working for Woolworths or whatever where there's so much money that it's okay if some people aren't, 100% on their job. But it's that thing, right? If you are wasting 3 hours a week and time, maybe that's $60 a week. It's not huge money, but could that go towards your annual wage? Like, wouldn't that be better in your pocket than theirs? And sometimes we have to make the hard decisions around that.
Yes, which is what I need to do. But I do. It was great to see from outside and actually look at the numbers side of things, because I feel like as well as studio owners, we always lead with our heart.
Oh, absolutely.
And, it's you don't want to get rid of that person. You want to give that person opportunity and you want to, this is so me. And then you just end up with way too many staff members and it's way too hard.
Yes.
So sometimes you just have to make the decisions that are right for your business. And I think that's where it's good too in a session like that where you don't look at heart. You're literally just looking at numbers and it's interesting.
Yeah, and there's got to be both sides of you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, all of those things. But yes, sometimes it's important to lean on that side and not always that heartfelt side, right? Because we've got to do what's right for us, and sometimes you've got to put your own oxygen mask on first.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, we always do a lot of goal setting at our retreats, and we're very big on setting goals, and we always have a fun way of setting goals as well. So last year we gave everybody a T-shirt and on the back of the T-shirt they had to write their student number, I think it was, or their goal.
Or just their goal.
Or just their goal.
Was. Yeah.
Whatever their goal was. And this year we did it with picture frames, which was really cool. So we had a retreat. Did we talk about the retreat, like what the theme of the retreat was?
We didn't.
Yeah.
So the retreat theme this year was
level up, blow up,
turn up, level up, blow up. Now you can see us all stopping
totally
there because we're like, wait a second.
Hang on. That's what happens.
It was turn up, level up, glow up.
Yes.
Right? And we really lent into that because you have to show up, right? You have to put the energy in and actually do the work if you want to level up. And that's what we're really talking about. So we set big goals on the back of our picture frame. Do you like our moment of like, holy shit, we're both looking at it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're both looking at us going, wait a second, having a mind blank. It was written everywhere, all over the whole retreat, but we're just having mind blanks. But it was so incredible to set those goals. We had this beautiful picnic. We all wrote our goals on the back of a picture frame to be able to put up in your office to reflect on all the time, right?
It was very pretty. It was very pretty. You also made Labubu's for everyone.
The Labubu's went down a treat.
That was so cute. You're so clever with that stuff. You always give everyone such cool little presents and gifts.
Yes, it was so much fun. They all had like, you got the Momo one if you needed more momentum, or, VV for vision, and like there was all these kind of things. It was super cute.
Yeah. So good.
I love
so
that.
Good.
It was such a great retreat, and we do so many special moments for our members, but I know that it's the connections that they make and the chats that they have. We do like masterminding where they all sit and ask each other a question and they get feedback from the table. There's all of these great things.
Dinners. We have dinners. We have a cocktail night.
Yeah. DJ Mel was on.
Our full-timer Mel was the DJ. She took it very seriously. She had a full disco head helmet, would you call it?
I'm going to go with a helmet.
A disco dressed ball. As a DJ. Anyway, we had glow furniture that came out. We do make it really special. But I think, yes, connections is where it's at, definitely. But I think you need to self-reflect on your studio and say, am I doing events with the ability to make connection? Because yes, those sessions are very important, and I can relate this to a studio owner. Yes, those classes are very important, but people will leave a lot less if there's community events happening and community connection. And we work so hard at SGC to create that in the retreats, because we do the dinners and we do the cocktail hour and we do the gosh, so many different, the team building, and that's all within it because that allows people time to connect, and you have to do that in your studio. There's no point just doing classes and a concert because there's not going to be the connection.
Oh, it's all about the connection. We had the absolute best time. So if you haven't check out some of the socials that we had because we're so excited. Our next one, should we share with our podcast? Is that a secret or should we share with our podcast?
Because we shared it with everyone. We always share what the next place that we're going to is, but this one's extra special.
It is. We're going to Fiji for our next event, which is going to be incredible. Beck and I are heading over next month to check it out. And
we have to test it out, guys.
We obviously have to test it because we want the best for everybody, so we need to test it.
Test the pools and
test all those
We'll probably have to test the spa.
I feel like we may need to test the cocktails as well.
Okay. If you insist.
If I insist.
If you insist. But the point is as well about retreats is it is also supposed to be about the studio owner having some time for themselves to have a bit of fun.
Have a bit of fun to celebrate themselves and how far they've come.
Yes. Because and to have a bit of relaxed time.
Absolutely.
I just don't think studio owners do that enough.
And to me, the big ideas in your business always come when you're away from it.
Yes.
And I've always said this, my best ideas in business, in all my different businesses over my lifetime, have always come, around a pool with a cocktail, let's be honest. When I'm on holidays, if I'm holidaying in Thailand, it comes then.
Yep.
It comes when you're having a walk. It comes when you're in the shower, right? Because all of those things, you're removed from your day-to-day life. There's no distractions. There's no phone. You're living in this bubble.
Yep.
And that's when the great ideas happen. And so you have to, as a business owner, allow space for those ideas. And I'm very big on, creating space so that those ideas can come. Because if you don't create the space, they don't come. If you're too busy all the time and you're too running, it doesn't come.
Absolutely. I love that so much. So if you want to come to Fiji,
absolutely,
drop us a message and we can see if Studio Growth Club is something for you because that retreat is going to be
my God. Wait for our socials to see what we're checking out, all the places. I can't wait.
Yeah, check it out in a few weeks.
Amazing.
Sure.
Thanks so much for joining us on the podcast. It was so much fun reminiscing on our retreat with you, Beck. We'll see you next week on the podcast.
Bye, everyone.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Dance Principles United podcast. If you'd love to learn more from us, we have a special offer just for our podcast listeners. Go to the link in the show notes right now to get 2 weeks free in Dance Principles United Tribe. We would love to see you there.